And good morning. Welcome to the 4th of July Coast. You're still celebrating the boom booms and the bang bangs, while here on the East Coast, we're celebrating the 5th of Jack. That's right. It's the 4th of July, 5th of Jack edition of a very late L2C sports final. So late that our announcer, Harry von Stuttgart, took the night off and enjoyed himself rapidly. Anyway, I am Steve the Backspan. We're sponsored by the L2C Media Network. Almost said Sports Network. And we welcome you to this wild, if not ubiquitously strange edition of the broadcast. We're on 45 minutes. So let's get this puppy started, okay? It's 12:53 on the East Coast, 8:53 on the West, where you guys are still popping them rockets. And wow, what can we say? But it's gonna be fun. It will. That's why Febreze Plus has 2 alternating scents, and it eliminates odors for 1,200 hours. All right. Let's start you out by giving you, as we say, sports news in detail. And yes, friends, I have a feeling Major League Baseball Commissioner Rob Manfred is rethinking this idea as we draw ever so closely to the forced 60-game schedule to save the 2020 season. Why? Well, let's give you the latest updates on who's going and who just put it all off. And trust me, Manfred may want to rethink things. Here are the latest. The positive COVID-19 cases. 4 Atlanta Braves players have tested positive for the coronavirus. First baseman Freddie Freeman, infielder Pete Kozma, right-handed pitcher Touki Toussaint, and left-handed pitcher Will Smith. Freeman has a fever, and it is going to be a while before he can rejoin the team. Toussaint and Smith are asymptomatic. For the Boston Red Sox, manager Ron Renicky announced lefties Josh Taylor and Darwinzon Hernandez have tested positive for the coronavirus. According to the Boston Herald's Jason Mastradato, Taylor is quarantined at a hotel in Boston. Hernandez is still at home in Venezuela. Also, lefty Eduardo Rodriguez is awaiting test results after coming into contact with a person who has tested positive and is not with the team. The Chicago Cubs GM Jed Hoyer has told reporters that 2 Cubs staff members tested positive for the coronavirus, but no players had known cases. Colorado Rockies all-star outfielder Charlie Blackmon, left-hander Philippe Diel, and minor league pitcher Ryan Castellani reportedly also tested positive for the coronavirus. The 3 players tested positive earlier in June following workouts at Coors Field in Denver. Kansas City Royals stalwart catcher Salvador Perez, he too has tested positive for the coronavirus earlier in June. GM Billy Epler said, Epler said one of the unnamed players showed mild symptoms and the other was asymptomatic. The LA Dodgers, oh boy, this one interesting. Dodgers president of baseball operations Andrew Friedman confirmed that the club has seen some members test positive for the coronavirus. Per ESPN, Friedman would not specify whether any of the members were active players, but said none of those positive tests have resulted in symptoms that have been problematic. For the Miami Marlins, the Marlins had 4 players test positive for the coronavirus, according to Craig Mish. The players have not been identified in accordance with their right to privacy. Milwaukee Brewers manager Craig Counsell said the Brewers had no positive tests during intake testing, but had positives in previous weeks. He told the Athletic's Will Salmon, quote, "We will not be at full strength," end quote. The Minnesota Twins announced that 4 players have tested positive for the coronavirus. Infielder and catcher Williams Astudillo, infielder Nick Gordon, right-handed pitcher Edward Colina, and first baseman Miguel Sano. Astudillo is asymptomatic, but Sano will be away from the team. The team did not give a timetable for his return. The Mets, meanwhile, have had 1 player on their 40-man roster test positive for coronavirus since March. Mets general manager Brody Van Wagenen told MLB Network and MLB.com's Anthony DiComo the unnamed player is currently recovering. The New York Yankees have 2 players that tested positive, according to ESPN's Marley Rivera, infielder DJ LeMahieu, and right-handed pitcher Luis Cessa. 7 Philadelphia Phillies players and 5 staff members tested positive for the coronavirus. 4 players, including Scott Kingery, were placed on the COVID-19 injury list on July 2nd. 2 St. Louis Cardinal players have tested positive for the coronavirus. President of Baseball Operations John Mozeliak announced, "We did have 2 players test positive for COVID-19, Ricardo Sanchez and Genesis Cabrera. We also have a few tests pending. We will know more tomorrow," Mozeliak said Saturday, July 4th. For the San Diego Padres, outfielder Tommy Pham tested positive for the coronavirus, but is asymptomatic and quarantining, according to GM A.J. Preller via A.J. Casavel. San Francisco Giants 2019 first-round pick Hunter Bishop tested positive for the coronavirus. And Mariners general manager Jerry DiPoto told MLB.com that, quote, "More than one," end quote, Mariner player has tested positive for COVID-19 during the league shutdown. DiPoto said that their confirmed positive cases were asymptomatic, meaning they were not exhibiting any symptoms of the illness. He did not provide any more specifics, but said the club would be carefully monitoring players. Now, let's go to the opt-out list, up to date, of Major League Baseball players who made the decision not to participate in the forced 60-game 2020 season. Mike Leake of the Diamondbacks, Ryan Zimmerman of the Nationals, Joe Ross in the Nationals, Ian Desmond of the Rockies, free agent Tyson Ross, per MLB Network's John Heyman, Wellington Castillo of the Nationals, and David Price of the Dodgers is the latest on the list. There are undoubtedly several potential short and long-term health and safety risks being taken by those involved in a 2020 season, given that MLB and the MLBPA have agreed on COVID-19 guidelines, which include the allowance of high-risk players or players with high-risk families to opt out of the 2020 season. Of course, please remember, in MLB's plan, high-risk players who decide to opt out will receive both their full salary and service time for a season. Players who have high-risk family members may also decide to opt out, but Major League Baseball will leave it up to the teams to make the decision on whether or not they will receive salary or service time. High risk would include people who have heart disease, lung disease, cancer, high blood pressure, or diabetes. Coronavirus is commonly considered a respiratory illness, but many of those who have tested positive can experience a wide range of different symptoms, including possible effects on the heart. Maybe, Mr. Manfred, you should rethink. Just an opinion from someone who is looking at this thinking, maybe you shouldn't do this. Okay, let's keep going with the baseball theme. Another report, and oh, wow. If there is video of this, YouTube is going to be smashed big time. New York Yankee right-hander Masahiro Tanaka had to be helped off the field on Saturday after being hit in the head by a Giancarlo Stanton line drive. Tanaka, who had been throwing a simulated game, stayed down for several minutes before being assisted to the clubhouse by 2 trainers. The whole scene was captured and broadcast on Yes Network as part of their coverage of the start of the Yankees' second camp, though we're going to label it parental discretion advised. If you want to see it, go to YouTube and look up New York Yankees. The Yankees tweeted an update on his status, noting that he is alert, responsive, and walking under his own power, and that he was being sent to New York Presbyterian Hospital for further evaluation and testing. Tanaka has since been released from the hospital, according to the team. The 31-year-old Tanaka is set to enter his seventh season with the Yanks. He's averaged 27 starts per pop and compiled an 113 ERA plus and a 4.74 strikeout to walk ratio. Last year, he made a second career All-Star game and led the Yankees in innings pitched. Stanton, who reacted in horror, has gone through a somewhat similar experience before. He was hit in the face by a Mike Fierce pitch in September 2014. He suffered multiple facial fractures and required both stitches and dental work as a result. One can only hope that Tanaka will walk away without similar injuries. The Yankees are reportedly scheduled to begin their season against the Washington Nationals, the defending World Series champions, on July 23rd. Now, it's unclear if that game will be played due to the state of the pandemic and the spread of COVID-19 across the country. Major League Baseball had originally planned on launching its 2020 season on March 26. Coronavirus forced the league to hit pause on those plans about 2 weeks prior, right along with the rest of the sports world. We'll keep you updated when events warrant. Friends, 4 minutes past 1 o'clock, and we continue with the baseball theme tonight. Wow. Let's put it this way. As you know, Cleveland Indians recently announced that they're going to discuss changing the name of the team. Now, franchise has gone by the name Indians since 1915, but sports franchises are increasingly under criticism for using names, logos, and uniform design elements that reference Native Americans. Already, the Indians have phased out the use of the Chief Wahoo logo, and the NFL Washington Redskins are themselves discussing a name change after receiving pressure from sponsors. So perhaps gone will be the Indians, and in its place will be, well, let's take a look at some of the candidates. University of Richmond. Spiders is a woefully underused sports team name. In this instant, there is a civic connection. The city's short-lived National League franchise of the late 19th century was known as the Cleveland Spiders. This is a popular choice on social media. How about Cleveland Naps? I don't think so. Nap LaJoie spent the heart of his legendary career with Cleveland's American League team and was the AL's first true superstar. His star power was such that, yes, the Cleveland team was named the Naps before it was named the Indians. That means it would indeed be a nod to franchise history to roll the name back to Naps. Bonus points are awarded since the word also signifies restorative time spent on the couch. Or, if Cleveland has a lousy season, you could say they're napping. Next. How about the Cleveland Fellers? Well, in keeping with the franchise tradition of naming the team after a player, let's consider the Fellers, with a nod to Paul Swiden of the Hardball Times for the idea. The name would, of course, invoke Bob Feller, all legendary fastball, the greatest pitcher in franchise history, and a war hero. Feller is also ordinary vernacular for fellow, and that lends itself to all manner of branding punnery. How about the Rockers? Cleveland is home to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. This one is seamless enough. Guitar bats on the jerseys and all that. Crocus had a couple of solid jams. They're not from Cleveland, but still. How about this? The Cleveland Crows. Note the pleasing alteration. Bird nicknames are to be encouraged, and crows is a neglected species when it comes to sports iconography. But wait, that's not all. Straight from the pages of the Ralph Perkins II Wildlife Center and Woods Gardens of the Cleveland Museum of Natural History, we learned that American crows are abundant in Ohio. Hills can be shaken. There are crows in Ohio, so fitting. Go Crows. Caw, caw, caw. How about the Cleveland Blue Sox? White and red are already spoken for, so let's complete the palette with the Blue Sox. There's blue in the Cleveland uniform already, so yeah. The goofiness of naming the team Sox is also a baseball mini tradition that should be embraced and maybe expanded. Or the Cleveland Cuyahogas. Among Major League Baseball cities, only Pittsburgh's Monongahela is a cooler river name. The Cuyahoga River runs through Cleveland and is also the name of the county Cleveland is in. Is Cleveland the county seat? Maybe, but How about the Cleveland Great Lakers? Cleveland is situated on the shores of Lake Erie, which is a member in good standing of the Great Lakes, so Great Lakers. Also, the name applies that Cleveland is better than the Los Angeles Lakers, which is true. How about the Cleveland Unions? Maybe not. During the American Civil War, Cleveland became an important hub for the Union side, especially when it came to shipbuilding. Cleveland's population and economic base also boomed during those war years. Also, that side won. By the way, I should say the war between the states. How about the Cleveland Blues? It was actually named the Spiders before they were Spiders. It also evokes Union ties noted in the previous name. Please do know that a sunbuck named Cinders O'Brien played for the Blues. Maybe they can have Elton John. I guess why they call it the Blues. How about the Cleveland Castles? President James Garfield is buried in a mini castle in Cleveland's Lakeview Cemetery, so there's the connection. Also, castles are pretty righteous, and to the extent they're pretty righteous. And to the extent that we all know what we're talking about, there's no team anywhere known as the Castles. How about the Hazards? Commodore Olive Hazard Perry is a local maritime hero because of his War of 1812 exploits, and the word also calls to mind some of the hazards we associate with Cleveland. For instance, the aforementioned Cuyahoga River once caught on fire, possibly leaving behind cinders. Building a river is so hard to pull off. The Cleveland Burning River? I don't think so. Or maybe, I don't know. There's a name that I'm sort of very interested in. And I know I'm disappearing here. But I personally think this name should be considered. I mean, he is, after all, a Clevelander, but how about the Cleveland Carries? Yeah, I mean, the Cleveland Carries. That would be a good name. And have everybody wear a little Drew Carey insignia. Think about it. The Cleveland Carries, World Series champions. Come on down. There you go. See? There's a lot to work. Okay, it's 11 minutes past the hour of 11 o'clock. We're going to go until 1:45. That's right. Okay, in the Challenge Cup. Okay. Well, Houston Dash versus the OL Reign. They really did something interesting. The nightcap of Saturday's NWSL Challenge Cup action saw the Houston Dash put together a dominant performance, especially in the attack, to secure a 2-0 shutout win over OL Reign. Muse and Shea Groom each found the back of the net to lead the way. Groom also notched a sweet back heel assist to Muse for the opening goal of the match, which proved to be the winner. Now, no team has scored more goals, 5, Through 2 games in the dash. With the win, Houston moves to second place with 4 points and the goal differential edge over Utah in the standings. Up next for Houston is a date against the Sky Blue FC on Wednesday, 10 p.m. Eastern. You can catch that game on CBS All Access. By the way, Houston plays Sky Blue FC on Wednesday. OL Reign face the Utah Royals also on Wednesday. Every game on CBS All Access. Nice. Don't you think? Or don't you think? Looks good. This is going on the beach side. It is. All right. I was diagnosed with sleep disorder, and like millions of others, I was prescribed. All right, let's see. I think we started at 12:45. 45, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 45. So we end at 1:30. Okay, it is 13 minutes past the hour of 1 o'clock. We'll give you more headlines coming up, including big news, big happenings at Nathan's hot dog eating contest. You will not believe what happened. Trust me. I haven't seen it, but boy, it was something to see, and I'm glad I got it DVR'd. And of course, we'll give you what happened in NASCAR. In fact, we'll do that right now. We have no sponsorship yet, but here we go. Welcome to the L2C Sports Final here on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Lugnut6, LUGNUTS, the number 6. It's the only Lugnut 6 with a Chihuahua Terrier as the avatar. That is Misty. My dog that died long ago after 22 years of life. In fact, our little production company, Misty Fine Creativity, is named after her. We have a new member of the family. You've seen her many times. It is Uno the Assassin. Ask any mouse before they took their last breath. Okay, let's right now, and this is where things get interesting because it's time for us to bring you a little taste, a little soup song. We did this on our Facebook Live show before we moved to YouTube, but we do have some Australian Football League scores for you as round 5 continues. Round 5 continues. That's right. 11:45 Saturday and Sunday. No, Friday and Saturday, 11:45. Sunday through Thursday, 11:10. So there you go. All right, let's get you ready. We gotta have round 4 for you. So let's do it to it, Pruitt. Last night's games from the Australian Football League. The Geelong Cats beat up on the Gold Coast Suns 13-11-89 to 8-4-52. Western Bulldogs took on North Melbourne Roos and also did a little tap dance with them. 13-9-87 played 5-8-38. The Brisbane Lions took on Port Adelaide and chewed them up and spit them out. 12-13-85 played 6-12-48. The Adelaide Crows lost to Fremantle. The Dockers beat up on the Adelaide Crows 8-6-54 to 4-10-34. And wow, that is Ah. Ooh, ah, ooh, ah. There we go. All right, let's keep going. And give you tonight's action, or today's action if you prefer. As round 5 began, and give you a moment, or give us a moment, to give you the 8 starters, or maybe some live games for you. In fact, we do have a live game. That is the Demons taking on the Tigers of Richmond. Melbourne Demons versus the first quarter. We'll give you a little bit of a sound of that coming up as our 45-minute Shangri-La continues. Hope you all had a nice 4th of July here on the East Coast. You're all probably enjoying it on the West Coast. Sorry for our lateness. I was invited along with Il Produttore to a big shindig with my broadcast partners' family, Jay the Brain Mans, and it is a tradition that we go and partake a 4th of July celebration, and we did. It was fun. It was very, very good, very interesting. Some duds, but still, it was a rocking and a rolling. By the way, Melbourne versus Richmond, 1:35 a.m. The stations and or networks that will be covering the game are, of course, the Australian Broadcasting Company, K-Rock, 3AW, and Triple M Rock Footy. That's right. So get ready for that. You can also watch the game. I think, you can listen to the game, as we said, on the AFL live radio player, if you wish. If you want to watch the game, I do believe that it will be available. And I mean, it will be. Just give us a moment or two to check it out. And like I said, we got everything for you. Let's see, who's doing the coverage here in the States? Yep. Yep. In fact,
stop imagining, start acting. And get anti-cavity protection with our dye-free ice formulas.
I think they are going to. Oh, they're doing a rebroadcast of the Adelaide game. FS2 is, or I mean, FS1. Pardonnez-moi. So there you go. Boom. Thank you. Thank you. So no coverage in the States for this match. So you can be listening to it. Once again, listen to it on 3AW, the Australian Broadcasting Company. We've given you the AFL action. Do we happen to have the ladder? Yes, we do. Let's give you the 8 teams that are the top 8 teams. And are they having a battle? Wow. They are indeed having a battle. And the ladder is presented by McDonald's. And the 8 so far, thusly, are Port Adelaide, followed by the Gold Coast Suns in second. Port Adelaide in first. Brisbane Lions in second. The Geelong Cats in third. St. Kilda in fourth. Essendon in fifth. The Gold Coast Suns dropped to sixth. The Western Bulldogs are up in seventh. And the Hawthorn Hawks are down at the edge of the rope. And kind of looks like they're sinking a little fast. Collingwood is not out. They're still in it in ninth place. The Great Western Sydney Giants are in 10th. Carlton in 11th. North Melbourne in 12th. Sydney Swans in 13th. West Coast Eagles in 14th. Richmond in 15th. Fremantle in 16th. Melbourne Demons in 17th. And the Adelaide Crows, well, they could be winning the wooden spoon if they keep losing like they are. They are right now presently 0-5. Wow. Okay, that is your AFL report. And that means it's time for the scoreboard. Scoreboard is here and we're coming up to it. Let's rock it. Let's roll it, puppies. Let's give you all the action. Soccer, football, baseball, basketball. Hockey, well, if there was, we'll bring it to you. But right now, let's give you the thank you, boys. Whoop. I hope we hit it just right because we got some scores for you. We'll give you at least little halvesy scores. So please, for all else, stick around. So if we're ready, let's go to it. Okay, let's kick in with a little soccer news and the English Premier League. It was Brighton over Norwich, 1-0. Leicester City over Crystal Palace, 3-0. Manchester United over Bournemouth, 5-2. Arsenal over Wolves, 2-0. Chelsea over Watford, 3-0. In Series A Italia, Juventus over Torino, 4-1. Sassuolo over Lecce, 4-2. AC Milan over Lazio, 3-0. Spain's La Liga League, Celta Vigo and Betis ended up in a 1-1 tie. Valladolid defeated Alves 1-0. Valencia and Granada tied at 2. In the Tampico Bundesliga of Australia regulation, Austria Vienna defeated Mattinsburg 1-0. St. Polten over Altash 2-0. And Tirol and Admira Goose Eggs. Belarus Vaisara Liga, Energetic over Bait 1-0. Gorodega and Vitisbuk 2-2. Neman and Izlok 1-0. And in the Vishaya Liga reserves for Belarus, Zodino over Saktor Sologorsk 1-0. Czech Republic Liga European League playoffs. Mlada Boleslav 3, Bohemians 0. Denmark Superliga regulation group. Silkeborg over Lyngby 2-0. Sanderslik and Odense tied at 1. In the Faroe Islands Premier League, it was Torshavn over Fuglafjordur 2-1. B36 Torshavn over AB Agder 4-0. Viktinger over Slaka Itarodflag 4-0. Klaksvik over Tivoli 2-1. Runavik over Streamer 1-0. Poland Ekstraklasa Championship Group. Lech Poznan over Liga 2-1. Cracovia over Lech Gdansk 3-0. In the regulation group of the same name, Zagłębie over Rakow 2-1. South Korea K-League action. Ulsan Hyundai over Incheon 4-1. Busan over Gangwon 4-2. Seoul and Swan Blue Wings tied at 3. In the club-friendly action, we're going to give you just a few of the scores. Lyon over Nice, 1-0. Hallwang over Sock, 1914, 3-2. Tuzla City over Gradina Strebink, 4-0. Bankoviki over Rudniki Lukvak, 4-0. Warjam and Cercle Brugge, 2-2. St. Liege over Kortish, 3-2. And Bern over Via Hagenston, 1-0. In baseball, Japan, the NPB, let's go to all the action taking place. Some action continuing tonight, by the way. Hanshin Tigers over Hiroshima Carp, 9-3, 9-15-0 for the Tigers, 3-11-0 for the Carp. Osura for the Carp got the loss. He's 2-1. Aishwada for the Tigers got the win. He split 1-1. Fukuoka Silverhawks over Nippon Ham Fighters, 8-3, 8-13-0 for the Hawks, 3-7-1 for the Ham Fighters. Kato for the Ham Fighters gets a loss. He's 0-1. Wada for the Hawks got the first win. He's 1-0. Rakuten Golden Eagles over to Chibalati Marins, 3-1, 3-8-0 Eagles, 1-6-0 Marins. Kishi for the Eagles got his first victory. This game lasted 7 innings. He's 1-0. Tanishi got the loss for Chibalati. He's 0-1. The Omuri Giants played the full 9. Gave a whopping to Chunichi Dragons, 7-3, 7-10-0 Giants, 3-5-0 for the Marins. Kishi for Rakuten gets the first win. Oh, excuse me. Got it wrong. Kawara got his win right there, 1-0. Yoshima got the loss. He's 1-2. Oric Buffaloes over to the Cebu Lions, 4-3, 4-8-1 Buffaloes, 3-7-2 Lions. Agawa for the Lions gets the loss. He split it 1-1. Tajima gets the win. He's 1-0. The Akut Swallows over the Yokohama Bay Stars, 10-8, 10-6-1 for the Swallows, 8-15-2 for the Bay Stars. Agua got the win, his second for the Akut Swallows, and Escobar for the Oakland Bay Stars gets his first loss. Now, action today, all 2 games in the fourth, 1 in the fifth. Let's go right now. Nippon Ham Fighters lead the Fukuoka Silverhawks 4-3, 4-6-1 for the Fighters, 3-4-0 for the Hawks. In the other fourth inning game, we got the Hanshin Tigers over the Hiroshima Carp, 5-1, 5-2-0 Tigers, 1-3-0 Carp. And in the fifth inning, it is Chibalati Marins and the Raccoon Gold Eagles, 1-up, 1-6-0 Eagles, 1-4-0 Marins. In the Czech Republic, in the Extraliga, Drasi Bruno over Sabat Prague, 7-2, 7-12-2 Draki, 2-1-2 Prague, Sabat to be exact. Tempo Prague over the Technica Bruno, 6-2, 6-7-0 Tempo, 2-7-1 Technica. Hiroshi Bruno walloping the Eagles Prague, 11-5, 11-14-3 Hiroshi, 5-8-2 Eagles. Kolarka Prague defeated Trebek 11-1, 11-15-0, 1-5-2, and that went full 7 innings before the Mercy Rule came out. Ostrava over Blankso 13-2. That game also went, I'll say 7.5 innings. 13-14-1 Ostrava, 2-6-1 Blankso. Nicaragua CNBS playoffs. Chinadega Tigres over the Costa Carib, 3-2, 3-7-0 for the Tigers or Tigres, 2-9-0 for the Carib. South Korean baseball organization action. Hanwha Eagles beat Doosan Bears in a full 9-inning game, 6-2, 6-10-1 Eagles, 2-10-0 Bears. Kowloon Heroes over the KT Wiz Swan, 10-6, 10-12-0 for the Heroes, 6-12-2 for the Swan. Lottie Giants over the SK Wyverns, 10-4, 10-14-1 Giants, 4-10-1 Wyverns. NC Dinos put away the Kia Tigers, 9-2, 9-14-0 for Dinos, 2-8-0 for Tigers. And the Samsung Lions took to extra innings, but they beat the LG Twins 7-6, 7-13-0 for the Lions, 6-8-0 for Twins. In the Taiwan CPBL first stage, it was the Fubon Guardians over the Rakuten Monkeys, 7-6, 7-13-0 Guardians, 6-10-0 Monkeys. And the China Trust Brothers beat the Union Lions 7-2, 7-10-0 Brothers, 2-8-3 Lions. And the CPBL Taiwan Minor League, the Fubon Guardians over the Rakuten Monkeys 8-6, 8-12-30 for the rundown for Fubon. And for Rakuten 6-13-0. And that is your scorecard right there. Let's go to our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram hoo-has, as we like to call it. Let's to our friends at Facebook, we say to thee, hi. Jeremy J. Keaton, Brenda Dixon, Linda Steele, Marielle Liu. How are you, ladies? Ladies. How are you, ladies? Let me get to another swallow here. We say hello, Ricky Pickle, Ricky Pickrell, Michael Pickrell, Tony Pickrell, and Yvonne Pickrell. To Jay the Brain Man, Anne Marie Man, Yuki Tanaka, of course, Christina Peterson, and Angela Peterson. Of course, we can't forget Matthew Nichols, Jerry Nichols, Nancy Nichols. Oh, we also say hi to Brenda Dixon, as we just said. Rebecca Nicole Petkus, how you doing? Robert A. Oberhoff, how you doing? Let's get you more if we can. Brian man, how you doing? We say hello to George Templeton, Amanda Behrens, Marley Wiley, Mr. and Mrs. Nellie Canine. That's it. George Templeton, Jeff Rollo, Marley Wiley, Blind Lemon, Insapod, Mr. and Mrs. Nellie Canine. We also say, of course, hi to Sadie Hughes. And yawn. We say hi to Rob Viscondis and the Friends of the CBC. Rob Roth, Bobby Strauss, of course, Bobby Langford, Jeremy J. Keaton, and some of the good people in this world. Sabu, Melissa Coates, Emily Walls, Audrey Dahlgren, Alex Sims, Nick Mantis, how you doing? We say howdy and how are you to Excuse me, gang. Rob Lamar, Mark Wilson. We also say hi to. Oh boy. Thank you. Jessica Hall, how you doing? Hilda Clark Bowen, how you doing? Stewart Wilkerson, hola. And we say hi to Hot Stuff Rivera. We say hi to Zach, to Cindy Alexander, to Rob Rago, Jennifer Finney, Jennifer Torres. How you doing? We also say hi to Kellyanne Collins, Mandy Summers, Wyatt Holiday, Peter Gilmore, Brian McFeeters. We also say howdy do to Tammy Ann Frazier. We say hi to Bobby Strauss, Brad Berkowitz, King, Chuck Cook, Harold Robbins, Chris French, Chris Lewis, Amy Hayes, Frida Hayes, Morris Hayes, Stacy Hayes, Joseph, Yusef Diaz, Mark Wilson, Claire Flannery, Kimberly Butler, Stephen Blitztoe, and Hot Stuff Anthony Rivera. Glad to have you. And we got a lot more, folks. Trust us. Jante Keith, hello. And Alicia Vitorelle, hi, how are you? And we say hello to, not YouTube, but we say hello to Claudia Treos, to the funnest lady in the real world. Of course, I speak of Lynn Elwood, the ladies of Dorothy Malone, and all my friends on Facebook. Oh, Silver Harpedian as well. All my friends on Z Facebook, Z Twitter, and Z Instagram. Great people, all of you are. Okay, finally tonight did not kick off your shoes and watch the Nathan's hot dog eating contest. Of course, a little different. They usually do it at the Coney Island amusement park, but this year, because of the pandemic, they had to do it indoors, social distancing, of course, but there were not one, but two records in the action tonight. Obviously, it was wild. Now, it's kind of difficult to explain just how important the annual Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest is to this country on the 4th of July. Or rather, it's difficult to explain just how important the organizers of one of the world's most famous eating competitions thinks it is to American traditions: baseball, hot dogs, apple pie, and Chevrolet. What is there not to do? Anyway, the 2020 Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest took place for the first time ever in an indoor arena without any fans to witness this event, which usually takes place in Coney Island, New York. The two main stars to keep an eye on were Joey Chestnut and Mika Sudo. Sudo was the first of the two stars to compete in the contest. She certainly reminded everyone why she is the dominant champion of Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest. Her official total was 48.5 hot dogs and buns, which not only beat her own personal record, but set a new world record In women's division of this competition, this also means that she had 7 hot dog eating contest titles, putting her second all-time to only Joey Chestnut and having her pass Takeru Kobayashi on the all-time list. So, how did Joey do? Well, Chestnut followed one dominant record-breaking performance with another dominant record-breaking performance. Not only did he get his 13th career mustard yellow belt, complete his four-peat, and absolutely wiped the floor against his competition, but he also set a new world record, eating 75 Nathan's hot dogs and buns in the span of 10 minutes. The total surpassed the previous record, which Chestnut also set, of 74, which he accomplished in 2018. Wow. That, my friends, is incredible. And that is how we end tonight's broadcast. Thank you, everybody, for celebrating the 4th of July with us. Tomorrow, of course, is the 5th of Jack, otherwise known as a little whiskey, because what's better on the 4th of July than an adult beverage? And yes, friends, even though it's hot, don't drink in hot weather. Always wait for the coolness. But my God, after that dog eating competition that I just told you about, guess what? I think it would be great to have a beer right about now. So we hope you all had a nice 4th of July. And for those of you on the West Coast, keep celebrating, but celebrate responsibly. Let's go wrap it up for us here on the L2C Sports Final. Once again, a little late, but never out of date. Thank you, everybody, for watching. For everybody here at the L2C Sports Final and L2C Sports, I'm Steve the Baxman Baxley. This has been a presentation of Mystifying Creativity Productions for the L2C Media Network and L2C Sports. And for everyone that is part of this one, have yourself a great sports weekend. We got NASCAR. And oh, by the way, before we forget, and trust me, some cases we do forget, NASCAR in Indianapolis took place. So who won the Xfinity race? Who won the other race? Who won, you say? Well, let's give you the if we can. Oh, good. Here we go. The Grand Prix at Indianapolis results. Glad you asked. Dixon ran away with it. How did he run away with it? He had a good car. That's how he ran away with it. The GMR Grand Prix Series. Incredible. After 3 straight years of near-miss disappointment, Scott Dixon finally closed the deal in the GMR Grand Prix. That's right. Graham Rahal finished second in the NTT IndyCar Series. Now, what about the NASCAR Indy Series, you may ask? Let's see what happened. It was Chase Briscoe winning the Xfinity Series tomorrow. Oh boy, you're going to love this. It is the Pennzoil 150 at the Brickyard after the Indianapolis 500. Shocking, did you say? I do believe you did. Do we happen to have the lineup for the Indy 500? Now, the Indy 500 will be, or was the Indy 500 already done? Yeah, I think so. Thank you. Yeah, it was. It was the IndyCar Double Dip. Now, the starting lineup, no qualifying this week, but the starting lineup for the July 5th, tomorrow's NASCAR Cup Series, it will be, friends, yes, it will be the, let's give you the lineup here. Let's take you one step further there. The Indianapolis starting lineup goes like this: Joey Logano, Kurt Busch, and Alec Bowman take the 3 spots. Jimmy Johnson not going to participate because he has the COVID. And it looks like Daniel Suarez, Timmy Hill, Josh Bilicki, and BJ McLeod will be doing their thing in the back row there. You're probably asking yourself when the Indy 500 is going to be done. In fact, I've been asking that question. Sunday, August 23rd will be the 2020 Indianapolis 500, 1 o'clock. You can catch that on NBCSN. Okay, now it's time to say goodbye. We have done our bit for society. And in 2 minutes, we will have done an entire hour. So thank you, everybody, for watching. Gave you all the updates, headlines, and anything else we sort of forgot. So good night. And no matter what sport you love, hopefully your team will always be winners. Good night, America, wherever and whomever you are. Actually, I should say good morning, America. Americans here on the West Coast, East Coast, West Coast. Good night, America. Whomever and wherever you is. We'll see you tomorrow night, 11:10 p.m., our regular time on Sunday through Thursday. Good night, everybody. Drive safely on the way home. Sleep tight, America. We love y'all. Good night.